Okay. Alright, today we are going to go ahead and install Visual Studio Code on Windows 10. And then we're going to go ahead and create a GitHub account and link it to your Visual Studio Code. This is only going to be one way to do it. There are tons of different ways to do it. I'm going to use the GitHub desktop. I think it's really clean, and I like to separate the two. And like there's a whole bunch of extensions and add-ons where you can build it straight into Visual Studio Code. Just different ways to do the same thing. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and go to Visual Studio Code. And this is their official website. So it's done by Microsoft. And we're going to download the Windows 10 and 11 version. Nice download pop-up. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and open, well, if you click it, it'll automatically start running the executable. If you open your downloads folder, it's the same thing as double clicking on it. Two different ways to do it. Either way works. I'm gonna let it go ahead to the default locations. I'm not gonna create a desktop icon that just creates like an icon like this. This makes it so you can type in open with code here and it'll automatically open. You can add those if you want. I'm not going to. I usually just pin it to my bar and then I just click it when I need it. And then we're going to go ahead and launch it because we're going to come back to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and launch it. Alright, and the first thing usually has a welcome page, and then you can kind of set up what it looks like. Usually it'll show, hey, what theme do you want? You can pick whatever theme you want. You can change it later. Minimize that. Okay, next we're going to go ahead and go to GitHub. If I can type today. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and sign up. So if you have it a minimized screen like this, it pops up on the left side. Full screen, it tends to be on the right side. So just so you're aware. And my internet's going a little slow, so it'll take a minute to start up here. If you already have an account, go ahead and sign yourself in. If you forget your password, you gotta go through their password reset stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and, so this is where you type in your email address, not mine. Go ahead and type in this email address. And then it'll want you to create a password. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a password here. Just give me a sec. Alright, and then it'll want you to create a username. Tutorials is probably already taken. So tutorials right now. It's available. Sure. I'm gonna go no, because I can go find those out myself. Okay, it's gonna want us to verify that you're a real person. And so you just change the angle to match. Submit. It also should send you, it usually sends you an email So you're gonna have to pull up your email, and it should give you a code. Oh, my number box isn't on. I'm just gonna put just me for now. I'm gonna use this for teaching, so I'll go ahead and do that, but I don't know how that'll make it any different. I usually just put not applicable. Let's see. Select all that apply that can point you to the right GitHub. Oh, it wants a plan. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna do any of those. I might have to switch it to not applicable. Continue for free. So go ahead and skip everything and just continue for free. You get added benefits if you're using it for teaching, but if you're just using it to learn coding and work with other people, then you should just put not applicable and leave it as that. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to open a different tab for this, is I'm going to actually... I'm going to download their GitHub desktop. Okay, so their GitHub desktop is like specifically for Windows, and I really like it. It allows me to do all the push and commits, and just, I think it's really clean and simple. All it is for is pushing commits and pulls and syncing the repo to your Visual Code Studios. And I'll show you how to set that up. Wait for that to download. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a basic tutorial or repo here. I'm just gonna do the standard hello world. I'm gonna make it public. Public just means anybody can see it. Private means you want to work on your own repository with no one else being able to see it. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this public for this current situation right here. I'm gonna go ahead and create. Alright, so these are command line pulls. So in Linux, I did this a lot. These are the command line pulls you can also do in Visual Studio Codes, but you have to download specific extensions that help you run it, basically like it is Linux. And I haven't looked into that, so we're not gonna do it that way. So, okay, I created my little repo, hello world. It has nothing on it, so we're just gonna leave it like that. We're waiting for this to download. Okay, it's finished downloading. I'm gonna go ahead and install. And here we go. It's thinking about it, thinking about it. So okay, so I finished installing. Now we want to go ahead and sign in, and then you're gonna go ahead and authorize it. This is your own personal desktop. I gave it full authorization for all of my GitHub stuff because it's my computer. Let's see, allow this site. I'm gonna allow it. Alright, and I'm gonna finish. Alright, so I'm going to create a new repository on my hard drive. Okay, I'm going to call this teaching moments. I'm not going to put a description in. The default is user path. Right here under documents. You can put it wherever you want. I like the default. Not going to worry about that, and I'm going to use just the standard GNU license. GNU license. The GNU license. Alright, and then see here, teaching moments. And I can go, oh gosh, let's see. Oh yeah. And then I want to go ahead and clone a repository. I want to clone my new one into my local path. So now I have the one, oh, I should have just cloned the repository. That was my bad. Still learning this program. So I just pulled my repository. They are now linked. So the next part, and I'll show you. So they're now linked. And if you're ever, so our path for that was enter documents, GitHub. Here's our path. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to our Visual Studio Code, and I'm gonna open a folder. And the reason I'm going to open the folder is because I wanted to open all of them. So you can go ahead and open the folder, and I'm going to add it to the path, and here's my hello world. So now I'm going to add a new file here, and let's do hello world Python. Okay. See, so I did a Python folder, and now it's saying, hey, you don't have any Python extensions installed. And it's going to show me their recommendations. And of course, the main recommendation is Python. So you can actually just, this is the main one we want, so go ahead and install it. Alright, I already have a Python file, so I'm not going to create another one. Let's make sure there's nothing else that I see that we need. Okay. And then I like, let's see, where was it? Terminal. And I like the PowerShell terminal because it kind of works like Linux. It has a couple of the Linux commands. So ls shows me what files or folders are in here, and then I can just do cd hello world, and now I'm in that folder. It's usually Python 3. Let's see. Yeah. Ooh, that's interesting. Never seen it do that. And then we would type hello world, but there's nothing in it, so nothing's going to happen. Alright. Now we're just going to type print, which will just print it to the screen. And then Python, you do not need semicolons. Python, when it compiles, adds the semicolons in for you. You do not need them. That's one of the things that always throws me off when I'm going between programs. So you just type hello world. We're going to go ahead and save. You can save this way. I always hit Control S out of habit. It's a good habit to get into. And then we're going to go ahead and rerun our program, which should print the terminal. Hello world to the screen. Huh. Explore. set this part up. Let me see what I used. I think I actually installed Python directly. Yeah, so I think what I went ahead and did is I did this. I went to the store and I typed in Python because you can actually add Python directly to Windows. And then I linked it. Oh, you know what? I probably don't need that actually. Let me pause that for a second. I'm gonna go ahead and restart. I forgot that every time you install an extension in Visual Studio Code, you gotta restart your Visual Studio Codes for it to take effect. And that's probably all I'm missing. And we're gonna go ahead and pin this to taskbar, pin to taskbar, so they're there, and then this to this. Hold on. Discovering Python interpreters. Let's see if it... The best way to tell if it's functioning. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so we do have to go here. We do need to install the... I'd install the newest Python. Unless you have a specific reason to go and install older versions. Just do the newest version. So go ahead, yeah, and go to the Microsoft Store and then install. Right now it's Python 3.11. Depends on when you view this video. Just wait for this to install. And I'm gonna have to restart that anyway, so I'm gonna just go ahead and exit it for now. We're gonna go ahead and look at this though. If you notice, it shows the change. So here I'm in the Hello World repository. Here's my change, and I can go ahead and, oh, I didn't make a head branch. Let's go ahead and, I gotta go ahead to it, okay. Okay, I'll fix that in a second. I don't want to pin it. I'm just gonna open Visual Studio Code. Then it should find the interpreter on its own, because it's all in the local area of the Windows. Figures it out. Best way to tell, type in Python 3. It should go into the default. There we go. This is actually where you can test your code. Hello. So that's how anything you test in here should work directly and be pasted into the script and work the same way. We're going to Control C. Nope, Control X. It might just be exit. Oh, Control Z. There we go. Okay. So Control Z will exit that, but that tells us that our interpreter is set up properly. So now when I go to Python 3, Python, oops, I don't know why I did Python. It's just the hello world script. Oh, okay. So the reason why it's going into the subfolder, you can run it outside this folder with the subfolder like this, or you can go into the folder and run like that. Python allows you to do that. I usually try to be in the folder, but I forgot when I restarted it, it goes out to the default folder. And it's set up that way so I can switch into whichever one I want to. Right. Now let's go fix this. Alright. This is the main branch. I want to add it. Wonder. hold it. Should have. Alright, let's go. That is. Alright, let's go to hello world. Oh, I messed up. Probably should have done this. So in my repository, which I'm gonna go ahead and bookmark. I want to find it later. Hold it. I wonder if I have to create the file. You know what I might be able to do actually? Instead of creating, I should be able to upload the file I just created. So let's go to the file we just created. And we're going to go ahead and add it. And I'm going to go ahead and commit it. Alright, so now it's actually on the public Hello World repo. And that should fix the problem with the head. Hello World repo. Fetching. Here we go. Okay, I'm a bit rusty. Let's see if we can't fix this problem. Going the wrong way. Yeah, it's missing that. Never had it do that. Usually when I add it there, push it, no problems. There we go. So that happens because it's missing a file, but I just added a file, so it shouldn't be doing that anymore. So, all right, I'm going to push this repository. I'm going to go ahead and publish. And that should link the two. Okay, so this one linked just fine. Hello world. Commit to main. It doesn't want to merge. So that's what I did. I just didn't commit it. That was my bad. I wasn't thinking that through. So then now I have two files and it's set. So let's go back over here, and they are the exact same file. Okay. So now it's unable to merge. Let's undo that. I'm just going to discard my changes. Discard. And I'm gonna pull. This was committed. Let's go here. Okay, doesn't have anything in it anymore. I'm gonna get rid of that. And then I'm gonna, should be just seems to be having problems. I'm gonna reclone. I'm gonna fetch the newest files. Why is it not? I should be able to just pull this file. This is the main branch. I don't want to create a new branch. I want to just use the main branch. Let's add. Save it. Here we go. Okay. Now I'm gonna commit updates. I'm gonna commit that change. And then I'm gonna push it. Okay. So that's how it's doing it. Okay, so it's not showing me files until I change them. So once I actually make a change and save it, then the file will appear with the changes, showing me what my changes are, and then I commit undo new changes, commit to main. Pushing just make sure pushing just pushes it into the Git repository. The commit says I'm ready to push it, but in case you screw anything up, you can revert your commit before you push it up, and then it will never go up to the, or you can revert it and it'll never go up to the repo until you commit it again. So yeah, there you go. I already have the extension a different way. And I need to lock in, well, I'll take care of this. I need to lock in my terminal so it's always here, but basically I should still and you can change this to whatever you want to see. Also, so this is the changes we made. If we do not push them up and commit them, when you go to Git and look at the file, which you can also look at it here, you can also actually edit here. So I can actually edit here, but it actually will not show any of the changes until it's been committed and pushed. So you can actually code directly in GitHub. I'm going to discard them because I'm not trying to change anything there. And then you can also discard my changes. Say I want to discard them, it will get rid of them. And when we go back over to here, it actually deletes them out of your file as well, because it's all linked together since it's in the same file folder. And that will be it.